One afternoon, as Eli returned to the village to visit old friends, he encountered his aunt and cousins at the marketplace. They greeted him warmly, inviting him to join them for dinner. Reluctantly, Eli agreed, curious to see how much or little they had changed. At the dining over plates of steaming stew, conversation flowed awkwardly at first. Aunt Clara apologized profusely for her past behavior, blaming her actions on desperation and ignorance. Greta and Lars echoed her sentiments, expressing regret for their cruelty. Though skeptical, Eli chose to listen, sensing an opportunity for closure. "I forgive you," he said finally, his voice steady. "But forgiveness doesn't erase the past. If you truly wish to make amends, start by being better people, not just to me, but to everyone around you." As the meal concluded, Eli left with mixed emotions, knowing that healing wounds takes time, and sometimes, it never fully happens. Back at the estate, Eli reflected on his journey thus far. From the hardships of his youth to the triumphs of his adulthood, every step had shaped him into the person he was today. And though challenges lay ahead, he faced them with confidence. Eli's rise to prominence was nothing short of meteoric. Within a year of joining Mr. Hawthorne's ventures, he had earned a reputation as a shrewd businessman with an uncanny ability to spot opportunities others overlooked. His insights into market trends and customer behavior proved invaluable, helping Mr. Hawthorne expand his empire into new territories and industries. Yet, despite his success, Eli remained grounded, mindful of the lessons he had learned during his difficult childhood. Wealth brought its own set of challenges, however. For the first time in his life, Eli found himself surrounded by people who sought his favor, not because of who he was, but because of what he had. Flattery and false friendships became commonplace, forcing him to develop a keen sense of discernment. He quickly learned to distinguish genuine allies from opportunists, relying on his instincts and the wisdom imparted by Mr. Hawthorne. One evening, after a long day of meetings, Eli sat alone in the estate's library, staring at the flickering flames of the fireplace. The fire crackled softly, casting shadows across the walls and filling the room with warmth. As he reflected on his journey, he couldn't help but wonder about Aunt Clara and her family. Had they truly changed? Or were their apologies mere words, spoken out of convenience rather than sincerity? The question gnawed at him, keeping him awake long into the night. In the days that followed, he decided to investigate further, visiting the village incognito to observe their actions without interference. What he discovered surprised him. Aunt Clara, though still stern and demanding, had taken steps to improve her household. She had begun volunteering at the local church, teaching reading and writing to underprivileged children. Greta and Lars, once spoiled and entitled, now worked tirelessly at menial jobs, saving money to support their aging mother. Though their transformation was far from complete, Eli returned to the estate with mixed feelings. Part of him wanted to believe in their redemption, while another part feared being hurt again. Ultimately, he resolved to give them a second chance, but only if they proved themselves worthy. Determined to assess Aunt Clara and her family objectively, Eli devised a plan. With Mr. Hawthorne's blessing, he established a small charity fund aimed at improving conditions in the village. The initiative included building a community center, providing scholarships for deserving students, and offering microloans to struggling entrepreneurs. To ensure accountability, Eli appointed a committee to oversee the distribution of funds, ensuring transparency and fairness. When Aunt Clara heard about the program, she approached Eli with a proposal. "Our family has fallen on hard times," she admitted, her voice trembling slightly. "But we want to contribute to the community, not just take from it. Could you help us start a small business?" Eli studied her carefully, noting the sincerity in her eyes. After consulting with the committee, he agreed to provide a modest loan, contingent upon certain conditions. Aunt Clara and her children would need to attend financial literacy workshops, maintain detailed records of their expenses, and demonstrate consistent progress over 6 months. Failure to meet these requirements would result in the immediate withdrawal of support. Though skeptical, Eli felt hopeful. If Aunt Clara and her family succeeded, it would prove that even those burdened by past mistakes could turn their lives around. Over the next few months, he watched closely as they worked diligently to establish a bakery in the heart of the village. The business thrived, due to the large part of their dedication and creativity. Fresh bread baked each morning was sold out within hours, earning praise from customers and boosting morale among the staff. For the first time in years, Eli saw glimpses of the woman his mother had described, kind-hearted and compassionate, albeit flawed. It was a humbling reminder that people are capable of change, given the right circumstances and encouragement. Just as things seemed to be falling into place, a crisis struck. One evening, as Eli reviewed financial reports in his office, a servant rushed in with alarming news. Mr. Hawthorne had collapsed during a meeting, suffering a severe heart attack. Emergency services were called immediately, but the prognosis was grim. The billionaire's health had been declining for months, unbeknownst to anyone, including Eli. Overwhelmed with worry, Eli spent countless sleepless nights by Mr. Hawthorne's bedside, praying for his recovery. When the inevitable finally came, Eli mourned deeply, feeling as though he had lost a father figure. Yet, amidst his grief, he also felt a profound sense of gratitude. Mr. Hawthorne had given him more than just opportunities, he had taught him how to navigate life with integrity and purpose. In his will, Mr. Hawthorne left a significant portion of his fortune to Eli, along with a letter expressing his pride and confidence in the young man's abilities. "You have proven yourself worthy of great things," the letter read. "Carry forward my legacy, but make it your own. Use your gifts wisely, and never forget where you came from." With heavy hearts, but renewed resolve, Eli assumed control of the businesses, vowing to honor Mr. Hawthorne's memory through innovation and compassion. Under Eli's leadership, the company flourished like never before. He implemented groundbreaking initiatives, investing in renewable energy projects, affordable housing developments, and educational programs for underprivileged youth. Inspired by his own struggles, he created mentorship opportunities for orphans and disadvantaged children, giving them a chance to break free from cycles of poverty and abuse. Yet, despite his professional achievements, Eli remained humble, often returning to the village to reconnect with his roots. He visited Aunt Clara regularly, sharing stories of his successes and failures, offering guidance when needed. Their relationship, though still complex, evolved into one of mutual respect and understanding. Aunt Clara, now retired, devoted her remaining years to charitable work, becoming a beloved figure in the community. As time passed, Eli realized that true happiness stemmed not from wealth or status, but from the connections he forged with others, the mentors who guided him, the colleagues who challenged him, and the family he had rebuilt. Though scars from his childhood lingered, they no longer defined him. Instead, they served as reminders of his strength and resilience. On clear nights, when the stars twinkled brightly above, Eli would sit on the balcony of his estate, gazing at the horizon. The world stretched endlessly before him, filled with possibilities and uncertainties. But he faced it all with courage, knowing that whatever lay ahead, he was ready. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and turn on post notification bell to know when we drop a new video.